thing was in the 10th round, that's when he hurt Ortiz again in the 10th. The first time he hurt him in that round. At that moment, I knew he's going to win this fight. And that's where I got up and started screaming and going crazy, just to, you know. And by the way, like, he had to take a couple of rounds to get himself together. I mean, he was hurt bad in the 7th round, and he took the 8th round as a time to recoup. I mean, he did a lot of things tonight. He made a lot of mistakes boxing-wise. It wasn't a perfect night, I'm sure he'll tell you that. But he did a lot of other remarkable things from a heart standpoint, an intellect, a ring intelligence standpoint. I thought actually, interestingly, he didn't probably win the round, but I thought the 8th round might have been one of the smartest rounds of Deontay Wilder's career. And not that he won the round, but the way he managed to be that vulnerable and not take any additional harm or abuse in that 8th round, that was brilliantly done. And that allowed him to recover, and it gave him 2, you know, in between rounds and 1 round of not taking punches, really. And I think it allowed him to walk out in that 9th round as Deontay Wilder again. And then the 10th was, I mean, that was sensational.
Did you think they were going to stop the fight?
No,
because it looked like they could have stopped it in that round.
You know, you can, but he hadn't. It wasn't like he was being hurt from, like, nobody was being hurt from pillar to post. There were hard punches. I mean, he threw back and he blocked a lot of stuff. He's a young champion that's never been hesitated, taken a lot of punishment. I thought that the referee did a fine job. I thought that to give the referee credit for doing the right thing. He didn't stop it. He didn't stop it, and the guy came back and knocked out Ortiz and won the fight.
And then they brought him to the corner afterwards to check his eyes or whatever. I mean, normally they do that if there's a cut. But what were they checking?
No, New York now does that fairly regularly. Like, if they think there's any chance you were hit with the kind of punch that, it's almost like a concussion protocol. Like when they feel like you've been hit with the kind of punch that could have done serious damage, even though you didn't go down, they'll check your eyes, they'll do that. That's now practice.
Hey Lou, compare Ortiz to Anthony Joshua as an opponent for Deontay Wilder. Do you think Ortiz could even possibly be tougher of an opponent now after?
I'm not going to say that. It's apples and oranges. I mean,
they're complete opposite styles, right?
No, it's opposite styles. I mean, what makes Ortiz, like, Ortiz is definitely older than both can be pleased. He might be able to beat Joshua's daddy, but might be technically possible. I don't know,
he's more elusive though.
No, look, Ortiz he's got a very intelligent ring style, and he gives angles, and he makes it difficult for a conventional fighter to fight him. And then also he lures you into you know, you see this guy's not that fast, he's coming at you, you're trying to knock him out. And he has that left hand that you always know is capable of really hurting you. So you have to watch out, you got to be careful with this guy. And you know, I thought Deontay tried to, you know, I thought Deontay could have used his jab a little more effectively and like snapped it out more as opposed to like measuring a lot with it. I think it took him a while to get used to like Ortiz is a bitch. I never thought this was an easy fight. This fight always made me nervous. Ortiz would have been a tough out for Joshua, would be a tough out for, I mean, if he fought Parker, maybe he'd be heavyweight champion, Ortiz. I mean, I don't know. Parker's a good boxer too, but Parker's not a huge puncher. Would Joshua find Ortiz a really hard fight? Damn well, no he would. But he's going to find Deontay Wilder an even tougher fight.
The way this fight played out, was it exactly how you had envisioned it?
Well, I didn't envision. I didn't envision like shaking in my seat in the 7th round, but I didn't think the fight was going to go the distance. So yes, check that box off. I thought there was a reasonable chance that both men would be hurt in the fight, so you could check that box off. And I thought we'd win by knockout, so you could check that one off. So in some ways, yes. I didn't think he would have to have a round like he had in the 7th round and come back from that. He showed me a lot tonight, and I already am one of his biggest fans. But like, he showed me a lot tonight. As a fighter, as a person, as a man, he showed me a lot tonight. I'm very proud of him as his friend. I'm very proud of him.
I came late, Lou. Did you address Eddie Hearn saying that Deontay Wilder needs to come over to him? He needs a promoter, and he's getting middle.
But Eddie Hearn also said he was going to come over and take over Brooklyn. Where the fuck is he? Yeah. He's going to be in a couple of weeks. I probably have more people in my way in. I'm not, he can say what he wants to say. Eddie knows how to promote. He's not a, he's not a schmo. He knows what he's doing. But I know what the fuck I'm doing too. And I've been doing it since he was a little kid. So you can kiss my natural born ass. It would be great here, but let's face realities. I mean, there's two greats. I think it could happen here. I mean, there's no question that fight would sell out this place. There's no question we would set record prices for Barclays Center for that fight. But that being said, it could also go to a soccer stadium in Great Britain, but they can't charge that much particularly there. The likelihood would be probably, I'm just going to guess, from an economic standpoint, because there are no expenses, because of gambling and high rollers and sports, betting and the whole bit, that Vegas, and also Brits love to come to Vegas for a huge fight and make a holiday of it. And I think economically the most likely venue would probably still be Las Vegas. But I'll tell you what, if Deontay Wilder was willing to go to Russia, he's coming now, okay. If he was willing to go to Russia to fight Povetkin, he'd go. If the money was crazy enough, we'd go to Great Britain also. But I personally believe the money's going to be best probably in Las Vegas when it happens.